Bullard freshman multimedia students, welcome back. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. And this is Adobe Premiere project number 2. We've already got all our clips on the timeline. We've got them into our media browser. Now it's time to actually manipulate and do some things with these video clips. And so I'm going to show you a few different ways to do that. And really it's going to depend on how your workflow, every person is different, but I'll show you a few different techniques. Kind of what I like to do. You might want to do it a different way. So initially we got all the video clips onto the timeline, so they're all sitting there. Now we don't have to do it that way, so if I were to kind of drag like this and just take them away, I could work with one clip at a time. So over here in my media browser I've got the clips, and we can see the names when we stretch out these windows. So again, if you need to make a window bigger, you could do it manually like this, or you can do the tilde key and actually maximize it like so. Tilde was that button right above the tab key. So I'm gonna go with number 1, and like I showed most of us yesterday, what I could do is double click it and put it into the source window, and I could manipulate it that way. And so what I mean by manipulate is I can choose a start and stop point. So if I press play and stop, I could do it that way and put in my mark in and mark out, which is beginning and end. Or you could, which is sometimes easier, just drag playhead like this. And so I'll do it that way. And I'm going to find a place where I want the video to start, and right there I think I like, so I'm going to mark that in. I'm going to find where I want it to end, so I'm going to go right when he's at the height of his jump, and I will mark out. And then if you're doing one clip at a time, you can just drag it from your source down to the timeline like this, and we've got our one clip. And we can do those one at a time, so then you've got clip number 2, clip number 3, clip number 4. That's one way of doing it. Or we can do what we did yesterday, and I'm going to highlight all the clips, hold my shift, so I've got everything except for the first clip because it's already there. And I'm going to drag these over so that they're all there. So now I have all my clips there. I'm going to readjust my windows so that my timeline is the biggest thing. And so to see your clips better, use this dragger to make them bigger or smaller, or I believe in the video they said you can use the plus and minus keys. So if you do plus and minus, that's one way of doing it too, which I think is a little easier. And then one thing they mentioned in the video is if right here in this blank space on the video 1 track, if you double click that, it's going to show you the clips. So now if I do my plus, I can see what's in that clip. So that gives me an idea of what's in the clip, and then I can press my space bar to actually play it. It's going to show in my program window over here. So that's one way of kind of going through these clips. I'm going to go minus and then back them up, and my very first clip is right here. So if I drag my playhead all the way back, okay, once you get them all on the timeline, you can actually work with them on the timeline too. So for instance, if you wanted to manipulate this clip right here, you're going to hover until you see this icon right here. You can actually take the intro where you want it. So since this is a short clip, it's kind of tough to do. So to make it easier, you could do the plus sign so that you have something more to work with. Trim the clip. If I were to trim all the way to here, I can trim, let's say, that much off, and I can trim the other way, so I just have that, and then I can get everything back over. So I will snap this to the front, and then using my minus key, I can highlight all this, snap it back over to the front clip. Okay, so you're going to make your adjustments. You're going to take away some of the boring parts. You're going to keep the parts that you think you like, and then you're going to resequence these things so you can rearrange them. So, for instance, if you wanted this one to be way up here, and then that'll take the place of that, and then you'll just have to kind of snap these back into place, like so. And so you'll rearrange things till you see that you've got what you like. And then the next step in the process is actually adding music and doing some transitions, so we'll do that next. So to find my audio, I'm going to get out of the video footage folder. I'm going to go into audio. One sound file there, so I just drag it to audio 2 right here. And I've got some audio, so if I were to press my space bar, and now I'm ready to shine, and I'm only getting bigger and better. So that's how we add audio. So now the guy in the Adobe video, he was trying to match his audio with the words in the song, and the guy right here, where his hands were in the air, where it says Superman and all that. You can attempt to do that as well. So that's just a matter of matching it with the music. So go back to that video. But I'm simply asking just to have the audio file in place, and then the last thing that we want to do is actually place a few transitions onto this video. So in order to do that, here in our media browser window, we'll go to Effects, and we're going to go to Video Effects, and you're going to go to So in the video, he showed that we're going to do a cross dissolve on the front end, so we'll all do that to our video as well. So you can go to Video Transitions here, and you can go to Dissolve, and Cross Dissolve is here, and we're just going to drag it onto the front clip, maybe the front 2 clips. So what I'll do is I'll use the plus sign to kind of drag this out. I'm going to go back to the beginning so I can see the beginning, or I can drag it like this, and then I can drag my cross dissolve over. So, and I can click on my cross dissolve and actually have it come across even further. So if I double click on the cross dissolve right here, it'll come up with a set transition duration, and I can actually make that for however many seconds I want. So let's say I want that to go for the first second, like so. It'll make that adjustment. So if I play my clip, scrub all the way to the beginning. It's minus right here. Drag it to the beginning, and then we'll play. We'll see the cross dissolve come in. And then you're going to put a few more transitions in between your clips as well. So you can think in his video we did a dip to black, so you can choose where you want those to go. We'll play with dissolves as well, and so your finished product will be all the clips that are trimmed in order with the music. We're going to have a couple transitions on there, and then in order to turn this in, we just need to see that on your timeline those elements are in place. So you want to be able to show me that I can see the music, I can see the cross dissolve, and some of the transitions that you've done when you do your screenshot. And that's it. That's part 2. Let's move on to part 3.